Just put it on record. So Smitaji, are you getting this migrations named folder?
Yes.
Okay, Smitaji. Now what you have to do for migrating this database, right? This model to the backend. What you have to do, you have to fire this command, python manage.py, and after that here you have to make some changes in the third word. So you have to change it to SQL migrate, and then the name of the application will come. So it is to do one for us, and then the name of the file, this initial file will come. So here you can simply put 000 one underscore initial. So it is .py. Let me just check whether I've named it correctly or not. 0001, yeah. So after this, when you will execute the enter button, cannot find a migration matching it from application to do one. Okay, why it's not taking the command? Let me just check it one more time. So python manage.py, this is perfectly fine. I've written SQL migrate, then to do one is the name of our application. Let me just remove this and check if it will work or not. Okay, so I think in place of this complete file name, we need to just put this number, which is right in the beginning of this file's name. So 0001
Okay.
you can put. Now let me check if I have the database in the backend or not. Okay, maybe my server is showing some issue. No problem, just do it at your end, Smitaji. Do it on your device and let me know if it is working for you or not.
So just I need to fire this command python manage.py SQL migrate to do one 0001, right?
That's right, Smitaji. Just check the number also, Smitaji, whether it is same for you or not. Is it
Yeah,
triple
it is
zero?
same.
It is same? Sure.
Done.
Done,
Create
Smitaji?
model to do one.
Okay, okay, Smitaji. So it has
Create
worked for you.
table to do one. To do one.
So it has
Done.
worked for you also, Smitaji. Now you have to migrate everything to the backend. So that's the command you can use for it. Python manage.py migrate. So you can,
Again, I need to fire command.
you have to again fire this command, Python manage.py migrate.
Okay. Let me check. Wait. Python manage.py migrate.
Python manage.py and then migrate.
Okay. Apply all migration to do one admin authenticate content type session running migration.
So it has worked for you also. Now we have successfully connected our front end code with the backend, right? And we have migrated everything from the front end to the backend. Now the next thing that you have to do is you have to create a file with name urls.py inside your application folder. Okay, Smitaji. So what you can do, you can simply click, you can select this application folder's name. Okay, so for me it is to do one, not to do project one. It is my project folder, sorry. So I need to click here on this, and then I can simply click here on this new file option. So it will give
Okay.
an option for me where I can key in my file's name. So it is urls.py for me.
Now what we are doing?
So by default,
After
by default,
successfully connecting front-end and
urls.py file doesn't come with your application. So you have to create it manually like this.
okay, so URL file I need to create, right, manually.
Did you understood the step, Smitaji?
Okay.
Smitaji, am I audible to you?
Yeah, yeah. Hello. हाँ जी. आवाज आ रही?
To do. The next thing that you have to do is you have to come inside your urls.py file of your project folder. So you'll find
Yes.
code over here.
Okay. Which code? URL patterns.
Right, Smitaji? I hope you are able to see it on your device also.
Wait, let me open that file and yes, can. Path, admin site URLs, right?
Now you have to put this include over here first. Include. And then here we need to define the path. So path and then to-dos slash, and let me just make it to-dos 1/, and then include, and after that inside include, let's put the name of the application first. So for me it is to do one, I think. Yeah, it is to do one, and sorry, it should be here it is to do project, and then here it is to do one. So for me it is to do one. Here I need to put to do one, and then because we want to access urls.py file present inside this folder. So the code for that is this to do one.urls. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to connect this file with this file urls.py, and that's the way we can do it. So here you can put any name. It's not like you have to use to do s only, right? You can put any name, like if you want to use this name to do one, suppose, then you can use this too. For now I'm using to do's like this. Let me just pass
Okay.
this code
So
to
I'm
you.
putting as it is. Is okay?
I'm passing it to you, Smitaji, in the chat box. So you can copy the code and put it as it is like this.
Done.
Done, Smitaji. Now the next thing that you have to do is you need to come in your views.py file, this one. Here you
Where
have
in to do one or to do project?
Smitaji, views.py file is not there in the project folder.
Yeah, it is in application folder.
It is an application folder. So only there is
Okay.
only one file which has two, which has duplicates. So it is urls.py, which is there inside this project folder also and application folder also. But if you
Okay.
talk about other files, so only one copy of the other file exists. So you have to come inside views.py, and here you will find this code Django.shortcuts import render by default. Now, if you have to, if you want to see something getting reflected on your web page, so either you can render the web page or else you can make use of HTTP response for that. So how you will import it? If you remember, I have taught you about this, in the
Right.
where I introduced you to Django. So import HTTP, and we can simply put here a response. So HTTP response is in Django.http. And then we can define a function here. Let's define it with this name, list. Let's make it to do underscore, sorry. Let's list underscore to do underscore, let's make it item. So this is the name of our function, and it will be a parameterized function because I'm going to pass request as a parameter to it. Then we can simply tell the function to return to us a response, HTTP response, and in response, I would like it to return to us. Let's say, what can we do? I can just tell it to return my name. So Gaurav Kumar Jain. I'm passing this code to you also, Smitaji, so that you can also copy and paste it in your views.py file. Let me just pass all the lines to you. Here is the code, Smitaji. Just copy it and paste it in your views.py file.
Done.
Now, Asmitaji, I need to, I'm copying this urls.patterns and I'm going to use it in this urls.py file. Now, how I will do it, let me just show you that.
Wait. What did you copy?
I just copied the code, these 4 lines of code from URL.
From project to application.
Yeah. But you don't have to do it. I'll give you the code. Okay, Smitaji? Just pay attention here. So we need to first import from Django.urls. We need to import path. This is where we can get path from. So we are using path here. No? That is the reason we need to import it first. Otherwise, our interpreter will not be able to locate it. Right. Then we need to link this urls.py file to our views.py file. How can we do it? We can simply say that import from dot import views. Now, why I have used dot here? Because this urls.py file and views.py file, they both are present inside the same folder. Right, Smitaji? So that is the way we can, tell the interpreter that both the files are there in the same folder. So please import everything, whatever is there in this views.py file over here in this urls.py. Now I'm removing this last thing from here and let me just change it to, let's say, list. And here I need to use views. So views, and then there is a function which I defined in views and its name is list underscore to do underscore items. So I am putting it here like this, saving the changes. And let me just show you the magic first, and after that I'm going to explain you the whole code. So here I need to run my application. For that, the code is python manage.py run server. Okay, so my application is running, Smitaji, and I can access it on this URL on my browser. Let me come on my browser first. Here I'm going to put this URL. Okay, so it says that page not found. Now let me just add some things to my URL. So let me refer to the urls.py file first. Here I have used to-dos. So I'm adding to-dos first, and then list I think I've used in urls.py file. Yes, I've used list. So now if I will execute the enter button, I'm again getting the same error. Okay. Smriti, I'm getting a call on my number. Just give me a short moment.
Okay, Ji.
Coming back on the code now, why is it showing us that it's not able to find this page? Okay, it's trying to find this to-dos page, which in which T is in small. Let me just change it to capital T. Maybe then I'll be able to. Okay, I'm getting the output, Smriti. Are you able to see the
Okay.
output, Smriti?
Yeah.
So let me just explain you the whole code, why I'm getting Gaurav Kumar Jain here on the web page. So the interpreter, see, we have already connected our front end code with the database, but we haven't used the database yet, right? After connecting it to the database, we haven't used it yet. So we'll be using it afterwards. Now, once you're done with connecting the database, what you have to do, you have to link your pages, your project folder pages, project folder files with your application files. Now, how to do that? So you need to come here first in this settings.py, and here you'll have to define the name of your application. So it is to do one for both of us, right? So that's what we did. And after defining the name of the application, we defined this page called urls.py in the application folder. ठीक है ना इसमें दादी? We created it
Yeah.
manually. है ना? Then we came here. So what the interpreter will do, it will first come on settings.py. It will try to find out the application's name. So here, it will get it from here, from installed apps. Once the interpreter is done with getting the name of the application, it will come on urls.py file, and it will check these paths here. So this is going
Right.
to redirect the interpreter to the administrator folder, and this path will redirect the what we call it, interpreter to to-do1.urls. So it will take this to-dos and it will store it in its cache memory. ठीक है, तो
Okay.
ये to do's ना उसके कैशे मेमोरी में स्टोर हो जाएगा. What the interpreter will do next, it will try to locate urls.py file inside this folder named to do one. So it's our
Application.
application folder. So it will directly jump on the application folder where it will find this urls.py file.
Okay. Ji.
Now here it will come on URL patterns. Directly it will come on URL patterns, and it will save list also inside its cache memory. So now the URL becomes to-dos slash list. ठीक है स्मिता जी? Now the URL is
हाँ जी.
to-dos slash list, because to-dos it has got from here, from this first URLs file, and list is what it got from this urls.py of the applications file.
So
Then
we
it
need to
will
write.
it will then check for this function list to do items in this views.py file. So here it will find this function. What is this function going to do? What it will tell the interpreter to do? It will tell the interpreter to reply to the user with this response.
Okay.
Means if the user will try to access the web page through this URL, and if he will put to-dos slash list after the URL, he is going to get Gaurav Kumar Jain.
Okay. Ji.
I hope you have understood the connectivity, Smita ji.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let me just pass the code to you now. So I have to give you the code I have pasted in urls.py. Here it is. Smita ji, really sorry, I'm again getting a call on my number. So I'm putting
No
myself.
problem.
You can just check the code if it is working or not for you. Now I'm going to tell you how the professionals design web applications using Django. So basically, they guys use HTML and CSS coding, and inside their HTML files, they put some what we call it, bootstrap coding also. So what you have to do now, Smita ji, the next thing that you have to do is you have to you have to create a folder inside your project folder. So just a second. Here I have my project folder. One second, Smitaji, I have to check something here. So this is my application folder, and this is my project folder, and so to do one is my application's name, project folder name. Do I need to keep it outside it, or do I have to put it inside my applications folder. I think we can put it inside our application folder. I think that will be fine. So just select your application folder, Smitaji, which is with name to do one. And then you can simply click this, what we call it, icon, new folder. It will give you an option like this where you can put the name of your new folder. So you can name it as templates. Okay, Smitaji, just name it as templates, execute the enter button. So you will see a
So inside the project, I need to create a new
not
folder or
inside,
file.
not inside the project, Smitaji. You have to select your applications folder, which is
Okay, inside application, I need to create
new folder.
folder.
G.
Okay.
So you can name it as templates like this. And this is a process which you have to remember. So templates and static files comes under application folder. So this is a way you can create the templates and static folders. I haven't created any static files folder yet. I'll be creating it later on, in which I'll be putting the CSS code.
Give me a moment. Inside this folder.
Exclamation
Yeah, getting.
and then tab key. So automatically you will get this code. Now what we will do, we will first insert some bootstrap coding into this HTML file. Right. So Bootstrap is very much similar to CSS, Smitaji. Basically, we use Bootstrap and CSS for enhancing the view of our HTML pages. Because if we just use HTML elements and attributes, we won't be able to create a nice looking and appealing web page. So for making it look more, visually more appealing, we use Bootstrap. JavaScript is used for making it responsive. Bootstrap and CSS are some things which are used for enhancing the view of the HTML page. Now, how to start with Bootstrap? So what you have to do, you have to come on this web page. Let me just pass the link of this web page in the chat box to you. Just open this web page on your device. And here, you will see some links. There is a CSS link getting reflected right on the top. And then there are 3 JavaScript links over here. So
yes.
So you have to simply copy this CSS link first. Just copy it, Smitaji.
Which one? CSS.
CSS. You can see here,
Okay.
copy button. See what this text is telling us. So it is telling us to copy and paste the style sheet link into your head before all other style sheets to load our CSS. So you want to load your CSS, you can simply copy and paste this code in your head, and we are going to paste it over here just after the title. I need to put it here. Okay, Smitaji, that is how you can paste the code.
Okay, just wait.
Please take your time.
After title, I need to copy and paste. Okay, done.
Done, Smitaji. Come back on this Bootstrap file, Bootstrap, what we call it, web page. And here again, you need to copy these 3 links. Now, where you have to put these 3 links, let me just guide you about that. So you have to put all the 3 links in your body, right? In the body of this HTML page. So you can paste them over here like this.
So inside body, I have to paste all 3 lines, right?
Absolutely right, Smitaji.
Let me copy this back and inside body. Done, ji.
Now, what these lines will do, Smitaji, it will help this HTML page in understanding the functionalities of the different Bootstrap classes and methods, which we will use in this HTML page for enhancing its view. If you will not put these links, and if you will directly use the classes of Bootstrap, you won't be able to get the desired output. Are you getting
Okay.
my point, Smitaji? So what we have done, we have linked the Bootstrap classes basically with this HTML page. That's what we have done with these 4 links over here. Now there is a font called Font Awesome that basically professionals use for enhancing the font style of their text of the web pages. So you can use this one. Let me just pass the link of this page also to you in the chat box. Here is the link. So these are the steps, when you're working with Django, Smitaji, these are the steps you have to keep in mind. So for designing web pages, we have different steps. For establishing connection in between the front end and back end, we have the different steps. For bringing the output on the screen for running the server, we have different steps. So all these things you have to keep in mind, and you don't have to worry about this thing that how you are going to keep all these things in your mind. I'll learn all these things, so I'll be sharing the links of these recordings with you. You can refer to them, and in case you want to revise anything, you can do it anytime. Smitaji, are you able to access this page?
Wait, I'm trying. Oh, yeah, I got it.
So Smitaji, you have to come down and you need to copy this first link.
Just wait. Which one?
This one.
This first one.
First one.
Orange color.
Orange one. Click it and it will get copied, and now you have to come on your this HTML page, and here you can paste it like this.
Okay. Copy and come here. In head, right? At the end.
Head at the end, absolutely right, Smitaji. Where the head is getting close, you have to paste it just before it.
Okay, ji.
Now, Smitaji, the HTML page is not recognizing this link. So to help the HTML page recognize this link, we need to copy this much of this first link, and we need to put it here like this. And then we need to close this link tag. So this is how we can link Bootstrap, we can link Font Awesome or any type of font with our HTML page. This is one of the most difficult parts, Smitaji, right? And rest everything, whatever we'll be doing, for enhancing the view and for defining the elements, that is something which you will find very easy and very interesting. But these are some 3 or 4 steps you have to keep in mind if you want to use Bootstrap, if you're using Bootstrap in CSS.